Hello, Internet, and welcome to Game Theory. So, I see people compare Northwind to the Wild West almost as much as I see people compare Northwind to the Northern Frontier. For whatever reason, people love to compare these two games. And so, today I'm going to give you my opinion on it. Today, we're going to discuss these comparisons. Alrighty. So, first up on the list is Northwind versus the Wild West. Roblox. Yeah, I'm just trying to scroll down a bit. There we go. If you want to check out the channel afterwards. Goes without saying, obviously, don't hate on this person. I do not agree with what they're about to describe, but that does not mean you can go and hate on this person. There are some very interesting opinions in this video. Real quick before we start, though, I'm going to summarize my thoughts on the Wild West. And I'll be honest, I don't like it. Okay, I like it as a game, but I don't like a lot of things about it. Much like TNF, I like the concept of TNF. I like some things about it. But there's also a lot of really big problems with TNF, which another video topic in its entirety. The same is also true for Wild West. So, bottom line is, Wild West is a fun little combat game, right? Combat is the gameplay, and the grinding that exists serves to better your combat ability, right? Because you're buying guns and horses. That is what you purchase in Wild West: guns and horses. Horses make you faster. Guns make you more deadly. And that is the extent of purchasables in this game. And obviously, there's like dynamite, blowguns, knives, other quirky shit like that. But it's combat. That's what this game is. It's a little combat game. And the problem is that's all there is to it. The grinding is to get you more combat shit. And the grinding's also really simple. There's your different mining spots, and then there's a couple different animal spawns. But that's basically it. It's not like Northwind where there's a bunch of different ways you can actually make money, it's like there's one method the community sort of accepts, and then that is the go-to that everyone tells everyone about. And there's just more variety in Northwind. Not much more variety, mind you, when it comes to making the best money, the best bang for buck. But there are definitely options in Northwind when it comes to, making as much money as possible. And don't get me wrong, this has improved with the trading update Wild West got. I've not played it in about a year, but it has improved with that trading update for sure. But still, this game is but simple when it gets down to it. It's a paper-thin game, and it's fun combat. Don't get me wrong. The controls are tight, the combat system's engaging, and it's fun to shoot people on this game. It's like it's like any COD title. It's fun to shoot people. That's why preteens love it. But the thing is, that's all there is. It's shooting people and grinding to get better things to shoot people, which is just so vapid. It's such a shallow experience. And so, yeah, that's fine. That's fine for what the game's trying to be, but when you compare it to a game like Northwind, where there are so many things to do and so many different levels of customization, it's just apples and oranges. It's super different. Because, my God, I could talk ad infinitum about the gameplay loops of Northwind, but I'm not going to. Today, we're taking a look at this video instead, and we're going to see his opinions. And they're interesting opinions. Well, they're really lacking opinions. So I won't spoil anything. Here we go. I've seriously turned this down. It's much louder. I've had to really turn this shit down. Is this the highest resolution we can do? Yeah, it is. Fuck. Oh no, okay, that's better. Yeah, there we go. In this video, I'll be comparing the Wild West and yes, Northwind. He's a text YouTuber, by the way. He is a text YouTuber, so get ready for text blocks. Before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to keep updated, or kind of like this. Oh my god. Wow, this was back when he had 100 subscribers. He's got like 3,000 now, so things are very different. Okay. Wonder where people get these free animations with hitting the bell and subscribing and things. People just sort of have them. Zartam has them, he has them, I don't know where they come from. Hell, Elk even had them. Alright. Without further waiting, let's jump into the video. This is what I hate about text YouTubers. You have to sit and wait for their text, because that's just how these stupid things work. What do you do in this game? What's it about? What's it based on? Which game? He's showing Wild West clips. I guess he means Wild West? He should have clarified that. Alright, let's see. Okay. Oh, here's our text block. Okay. The Wild West is based on the Western times. That means, as you can probably imagine, you can, become a criminal, mine, hunt, join a faction, and take over forts, arrest criminals, etc. We don't know much about this yet, but there will also be a huge building update coming out soon. Ha, that's funny. That aged horribly. Which will have multiple new features and things to do. You can also get quote-unquote jobs in this game with game passes such as Mayor, Hitman, and Doctor. Okay, I don't think you should be saying that. Game passes, like you can also buy game passes. Like, okay, that's not something you should brag about. Monetization is not like it's not like a heralded feature in game design. It's not like, wow, what amazing monetization this video game has. It's the ugly duckling. It's the it's the kid with the dunce cap in the corner. It's not the thing you want presented, So that's kind of awkward that he puts that as a feature of the game. It's like me bragging about the Ducat store on Northwind, or hell, me bragging about the Game Pass store on TNF. Oh my god, was that awful. Whew, brings back some memories. Anyways, let's dissect this, right? So, you can become a criminal, so that's a combat rule. Mining, hunting are both grinding. Join a faction, so that's more combat. Take over forts, more combat. Arrest criminals, more combat, etc. So, like, you can see how you can break this shit down. And that's fundamentally my problem with Wild West, because it's a fun little combat game, but that's all there is to do! It's grinding for combat, and then combat. And that's unfortunate because, you could do a lot more. They really shoot themselves in the foot when they make every single cosmetic item free. All I'm trying to say. How long is this going to be on the screen? Uh-oh. I will skip ahead, but I first want to see just how long he keeps us on the screen. What are we at? 15 seconds? 20 seconds? I'm not even keeping track. Okay. Wow! This is like 30 seconds now? Fuck. Okay. Transition. Next. PvP here is just like in any game. There aren't really any things to say about it. No, there's a lot to say about Wild West's PvP system. It's the defining feature of the game. It's what makes people play this game. If it didn't have such good PvP mechanics, no one would play this game. What? That's why people play Wild West. The PvP system. People love the gunplay. How can you just discount that? That's literally the defining trait of Wild West. Fun gunplay and like lassos and shit and Ruben Sim videos on it. Like, wow. That is sad. Like, there is so much more to it than PvP is just like in any game, because it's totally not. PvP is not just like in any game. PvP in this game is a very unique experience, and there is definitely a skill gap. Like, you can master PvP in this game. And don't get me wrong, there's like this shotgun meta and everything. I haven't played the game in like a year, but when I played it last, there was a problem with balancing the shotguns, to put it mildly. But yeah, I think this is a complete discount of the core feature of this game. This game is a PvP game, and you can't just say the PvP is lackluster, because that is the defining characteristic of this game. So, we continue. Wait, how long is this one going to be on the screen? This one's just a sentence. Okay, good. That was shorter. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Okay, here's our next text block. Northwind is and isn't that different from Wild West. Okay, I mean, that'll depend on the argument. I could maybe agree with that, but there's definitely much more different than similar. You can become a criminal. No, you can't become a criminal. Arrest criminal. You can't arrest people. You can claim their bounties. You can't arrest them. Hunt. Yes, you can hunt. However, you can also craft warm clothing by having a high enough profession. That is true. And crafting it, that is a run-on sentence. You can also craft items. Yep, that's true. You can become a colonist, HBC, or native. And you have to survive on the land unless you want to be shot and looted. Yes. Oh, that is a weird sentence, too. You can survive unless you want to be killed. Oh, yeah, okay. You can also join factions and raid other factions. True. Build, but it's a harsh game. He's right. It is a very harsh game. It's much, much harsher than Wild West. You can die and lose things when you die. You don't just lose money and like certain like logs and like meat types and pelt types, which is what you lose on Wild West. Did I just say Wild West twice? I meant Northwind the first time. Anyways, this is a broad summary. It's missing a lot of really big things, though. Completely discounts treasure hunting, tiered contracts, mentions professions once when that's like the main way you interact with the game. Completely discounts like customization in its entirety. He does say you can craft items, but like you can customize every weapon, right? You can customize very intricately your outfit, like very intricately, and that's actually one of Northwind's defining features. And he doesn't even mention that. He just says you can make outfit out of animal, pretty much. What was it? Craft warm clothing with a profession. That's what he says. So yeah, he seriously discounts that. Doesn't mention anything related to crates. Doesn't mention. He does mention faction gameplay, right? Doesn't mention parties. There's. I mean, I could sit here for 5 minutes and list small things he didn't mention, but there's a lot of big things he didn't mention. Is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of key things he didn't mention. He says build. You got to expand on that. There's a lot of different types of building in Northwind. You can dig. You can build houses. You can build fortifications. You can build entire fort structures on capturable flag points. I don't think build should be simplified to a singular word. I do believe this video is about a year old, so Ellesmere does exist at this point in time. You can build house structures. I don't believe Stonewall exists yet. That comes out in about a month, at least in the timeline of this YouTube video. So, yeah, I just think he's discounting a whole ton of items. And maybe he just doesn't know about these things I'm describing because he's a new player. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in that regard. How long is this going to be on the screen? Probably another minute. We're going to skip ahead. Oh, wow. Maybe it is actually another minute. That was a joke, but okay. Alright. PvP in this game is pretty unlike Roblox PvP. Okay. That I agree with. There is not a lot of Roblox PvP games with, like, directional PvP, which is what the melee system's called. What makes PvP stand out is that in this game, you can bleed out. You can literally bleed to death unless you apply bandage. Wow. That is not what makes Northwind PvP stand out from other games, but I appreciate the effort. Yeah, he's very wrong. In fact, one could make the argument that bleeding does not make much of an impact at all in combat. At least in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't do much at all. Because bandages, the prevalence of bandages just completely nullifies bleeding out. It's just not a thing that happens unless you're in a specific dueling scenario where you're not allowed to use bandages. Like, I bleed people out in duels, but that is very much the exception, not the rule. That is not a common thing that happens. So I think this, just like what he did with the Wild West PvP system, this is a major discount of the Northwind PvP system. Like, gunplay is pretty damn complex in Northwind. Same goes for melee PvP, by the way. Northwind melee PvP is absurdly complicated. There is a massive skill gap when it comes to Northwind PvP. Northwind melee PvP. It's very, very complex, and there's a lot to fucking learn. I've been dueling since the dawn of time, and I'm still learning all sorts of stuff every day, because there's so many different dueling styles. People invent their own dueling styles, and you've got to learn to count them. Unless you're a fucking Great Pike spammer. I should probably make a video on Great Pike Crutch. So, anyways, we'll continue. Point is, he's just discounting a ton of this system. He has a very poor understanding of it, and it shows. Transition! You can also duel in both games. He is correct. That is something you can do. He is correct. Ready, old grandma? Okay, so we've got a duel. Fist fight me, woman! Duel, 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 duel. Then we got a Northwind duel. That's really, really pixelated, huh? Oh, that guy is a... I've not seen a Saber spammer in a while. Interesting. Wow, that was... You see that? He just let him hit that hit. Speaking of, wow. I haven't seen Trump fan in a long time. That is a name I have not seen in a good 6 months. That is interesting. Maybe he's banned. Maybe that's why I haven't seen him in a long time. I want to watch this duel again, because I like watching players duel. It's interesting watching the strategies. Wow, that was... Yeah, don't do that. If you're dueling, don't hold out your swing like that. You will waste stamina. You regen stamina considerably slower. And by the way, you're always regenerating stamina. It's not just when you're doing nothing. When you're doing any action, you are still regenerating stamina. And so, yeah, you waste excess. You slow down your stamina regen considerably if you're blocking for a long period of time or like holding an attack for a long period of time like he's doing. That's why you don't charge like that. You only raise your weapon at the last second. That's a new player mistake a lot of them make. I'm not super surprised he's making it here. I'm just pointing that out. Alright, so he gets a lot of easy spam hits because this guy can't block for shit. I'm not blaming him. New players don't know how to block. Most players don't know how to block, but that's how it is. Wait, he said bruh? What did he say after bruh? Oh, he said GG, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd have that reaction to a spammer as well. This is a really annoying song. Now he says, you can make your character look however you want for free. That is true. It's very much like a roleplay element to Wild West, isn't it? And it's so funny because now he's showing off height and thickness. Something you have to pay $10 for on Northwind if you want to change. That makes Northwind look so bad, man. The fact that you can just edit these things for free on Wild West. And I get why Northwind does it. I think it's very silly that you can just edit these things for free on Wild West, but it's like still... Bring up that glaring comparison, because that's like a really easy comparison to make, and it makes Northwind look really bad. But that's how it is. And he's right. Yeah, you can make yourself look however you want for free in Wild West. And then we watch him customize. That took a while. Glad I cut. In Northwind, weather is real and it affects you. You have to hunt, craft, or buy the warm weather clothing. Yep. Second kind of clothing is the... Oh. Wow, that's awkward. So first off, he doesn't even mention the obscene level of customization you get with Northwind Cosmetics. Like, you can customize so much stuff on your set, and he doesn't mention any of that. Like, wow, like that is like one of the biggest things Northwind offers. The absurd level of customization when it comes to appearance, and he doesn't mention that. That's not good. That is the first thing I'd bring up. Instead, he's describing multiple types of clothing. What he means is that there are like clothing types that are modeled, and that there are the clothing types you buy in the store, like the uniforms, you know, the Roblox, like the templates you upload to Roblox, the shirts, T-shirts, etc. He's drawing he's differentiating between those two. Which is funny because the game doesn't differentiate. He's making this differentiation up, and no one's going to understand that unless they played Northwind themselves. I think he could have definitely done that better. And he says you don't get any warmth from that second type of clothing, those shirts and t-shirts and pants. And I don't know what they're called in game. I'm just saying that is the type of clothing we're talking about. So yeah, he should. They do give warmth. They do give warmth. I think you should have tested that. There's a reason people don't walk around naked. They give warmth. He's saying they don't give warmth. They do. Okay, we'll continue on. Don't get me wrong. There are definitely fair comparisons you can totally make between the two games. These are just not these. These are not comparisons you can make. Wow, we've got like a... What? It's like a pillar. It's like a column text block. It's different sized now. Okay, many different ways to get a bounty in Wild West. Oh, fuck me, he lists all of them. Okay, I'm not reading that. Sorry. That is not something I'm going to spend my time reading. That is on the screen for a while. Okay, you know some of the ways of getting bountied are... Wait, wanted? No, it's getting bounty, not wanted, funny. Killing or robbing a colonist. No, that's wrong. Killing or robbing HPC. That's also wrong. It's only looting. Looting is the only way you can get a bounty from, Kalos and HBC. Um, uh, Robbing a native. Nope. Natives don't give bounties. Let me know in the comments if there are any more ways. Okay, well, I will tell you. There are two ways he missed. There are yellow HBC crates, that HBC crate run. If you pick one of those up as a collar, you get a 40-pound bounty. It's half a regular looting bounty for Kalos. And then you get a 45-pound bounty if you pick up one of the lockpick crates that you can buy from the den. I don't know, maybe you buy them. It's either the criminal warehouse or the den. I haven't created one in a while, so I don't remember. One of the two, you get a lockpick crate. I think you get it from the criminal warehouse, you bring it to the den. Yeah. Anyways, this special lockpick crate gives you a bounty, and it literally gives no more XP than the regular crates. I think it's so silly that it's in game. It's one of those unfinished gameplay features that were added like really early on into Northwind's development. Kind of like crate running, actually. Like you can buy a worm, sell a worm, get a crate. Like what? Like that's so silly. It's just unfinished stuff that was added. And it's things that weren't considered very early on in the game's development. Yeah, and the same is true for exporting tickets. You've got this concept of Kalos stealing crate from HBC, getting something out of it. In reality, exporting tickets are completely useless, and it's also really, really hard to intercept crate runners. So that's my thoughts on that. Yeah, so to my knowledge, there are 4 ways of getting a bounty. I don't know. I'm not a bounty hunter, so it's not a thing I do that frequently. So yeah, those are the other 2 ways. The 2 crate types, and then looting Kalos and HBC members. This song is just something else. The good news is it's so obviously royalty-free that I don't think I'll get demonetized. So there's that, I guess. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to see more content like this. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and hit the bell button so you won't miss a future video. Kind of annoyed he asked me to do that 2 times, one at the start, one at the end. I mean, I guess, like, statistically speaking, analytics say begging your audience for subscribers is a good way to get subscribers, but I just don't like that model. I think my audience is intelligent enough to know that they can subscribe if they appreciate my content. I think the average YouTube user understands the subscription system. You like a person's content, you subscribe to see more of their content, hit the bell, etc. I don't think I should be shoving it in a person's face every video is what I'm trying to say, and he does this twice. But that's how it be. Different strokes for different folks. Different styles. Oh, and then he just leaves with a little leave message. Okay, so that was our first video. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at our second video. This one I cannot remember. I remember the first one, but I don't remember the second one. We'll see what he has to say. Already, this is a better song. Let's turn up the frame rate. Oh, fucking frame rate. No, the screen aspect ratio. Wait, no. What am I talking about? The resolution. Holy shit! Turn up the resolution. Right. In this video, I'll be comparing PvP in Wild West Northwind. I like this song. This is a better song than the last 2. Subscribe to see more content. You can always unsubscribe. Oh, thank you. I forgot I could do that. Thank you for reminding me. Helps the channel a lot. Alright. Be sure to comment on which is your favorite. I don't think I'll do that. Tempting, though. So without further waiting, let's just begin the video. Oh my god, man. These text blocks. That's not even a text block, but it's the text, man. It gets me, because it's like, you insert the pause for the audience to read, and it's just so awkward, because once they finish reading it, you sit and you wait. It's like, without further waiting, and then you read the text, and you wait, and you wait. Okay, here's our transition. Here's our next text. You read it, you wait, you wait. Here's our transition. Here's our next text. And that's why I just cannot stand this style. I get why people do it, because they don't want to use their real voice. They don't know how to use like a text-to-speech voice, or they don't want to do that in the first place. But I still cannot stand this style. It's the equivalent of pulling up a notepad app and then just typing in the notepad app in like a simple ass tech tutorial. I don't know. It's for whatever reason this really rubs me the wrong. Ugh. It rubs me the wrong way. It really rubs me the wrong way, and I cannot stand it. So let's see what he has to bring up. PvP in the Wild West is great. Let me explain. He's right. It is great. Let's see what he says. Let's see what he says is why it's great. Game is very accurate with body damage. Body part deal different amount of damage. When I played this game, I remember only the head giving you any more damage. I don't remember individual body parts having different damage multipliers. I only remember headshots doing more damage. That could very well be true. I cannot confirm it. If he's going to say it, I'm going to take it as fact, because he's probably more knowledgeable in this than I am. I haven't played this game in a year. So I will take that. Yeah, I believe that. I like this song. It's simpler. It's not in your face, ear-rape dubstep. Well, yeah. You don't need to tell that to your audience. They played the game, right? They do know that. Just tell us the more. You don't need to have these transitional messages. You're here to do that. You don't need to transition like that. Unique way of... This game has its unique way of PvP. Okay, he's describing unique mechanics. That's not even hate. What are you talking about? Uses normal avatars. It uses those Roblox boy avatars, right? No, Robloxian 2.0, I think it's called, right? Those things? He's saying weapons seem normal. What does he mean by that? Like modern day? I mean, they're modern day firearms, I guess. They're like representations of modern day firearms. I guess. What does he mean by that? I don't know. I mean, it's third person combat, just like Wild West. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're very different gunplay systems, but I'm saying it's third person combat. At a glance, they look kind of similar because they're both third person gun systems. And so you got to get into the nitty gritty. You got to explain why they're different. Don't get me wrong, they are different for sure. They are very different, but you got to explain that. Yeah. So let's see what he says the difference is. What? There are games like Jailbreak, but there are also games like the Wild West. Wait, you're supposed to be describing the gameplay. The guns looking different has zero impact on the gun's performance. Yeah, no shit. Different games have different, character models and weapon models. That has no impact on the PvP gameplay. Oh man, if this is how he's describing Wild West, I am holding my breath for how he starts describing Northwind. Yeah, he's describing the appearance of the weapons and the appearance of the player. Okay, the shooting is different. I didn't notice that. He does say the shooting is different. I wish he'd explain what the shooting is and what makes it different. But we do not get that, apparently. Maybe he'll say it in the next text block. You can melee in this game. Wait, you can melee in Jailbreak, can't you? There's knives in Jailbreak. You can pick them up. There's shanks. You can also fucking fist fight in Jailbreak. Why is this the comparison you make? This is probably one of the few similarities there is between Wild West and Jailbreak. Oh dear. Huh. I didn't know they did different damage to die parts. That's actually pretty cool. I didn't know that fist fighting does that. No, fuck me. You're here to explain it to us, guy. I'm sorry, but that is what this video is. You can't just show 2 videos of gameplay. Everybody and their brother can go watch two games and recognize that they are two games that are separate from each other. You're here in this video explaining what about these two games makes them separate from each other. You're explaining what makes these two gun systems different. Yeah, I'm really worried. If this is what's happening with Wild West, transition! I'm worried about Northwind, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so we've got video of him killing things. I love how his argument was the guns look different, the players look different. Watch this clip of different. Okay, we know how this is. Okay, combat, combat, combat. This is a long series of clips. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, what? Hold on. So he doesn't show Jailbreak. So he's like, this game looks different to Jailbreak, and then doesn't show Jailbreak. He only shows Wild West. Oh, what? Okay. That's kind of weird. That was his whole point. This game looks different to Jailbreak. Why did he make that point if he's comparing it to Northwind? I just noticed. Why is he comparing it to Jailbreak? He's supposed to be comparing this shit to Northwind. Okay, now it's Northwind time. As well as the... Okay. Northwind has a unique PvP system. Yes, you are correct. Let's see how you justify this. From robbing to hunting to dueling to fighting to shooting, it also has... Yes. What the fuck? Hold on, this is so redundant. Robbing, hunting, dueling, fighting. Those three are types of fighting. Okay. Here comes the duel. As well as his own shift lock. Trying to think what Wild West does for that. I think it works in the same way. Wait, no, hold on. I'm trying to remember, how does that work with Wild West? Because I know what it looks like, I just can't remember how they do this shift lock premise. He's actually starting to describe this stuff now, which is good. With Northwind, your mouse is essentially locked the moment you equip a melee or a gun, some sort of firearm. Suddenly, you do not hold right mouse button to rotate your camera. You rotate your camera automatically, and this is done for a variety of reasons. But that's how it works in Northwind. I'm just trying to remember. In Wild West, I think it works the same way, where you rotate your camera automatically the moment you equip a gun. You only rotate your camera manually with right mouse button when you don't have any sort of weapon equipped. And I do believe that is true. Yeah, that is how it works in Wild West. Yeah. Okay. Which would mean that they are identical systems, which is in stark contrast to what he is saying here. The characters look very well animated and the hitboxes are accurate. Oh no! That is not true at all. And people always attribute this shit to Northwind's hitboxes. It's not really the hitboxes, it's the latency. The latency is what fucks players up when it comes to combat. Because players are just in different positions on different screens, right? If I am fighting an enemy and I am running from him, I am further away from him on my screen than on his screen. And so in my POV, I can't be hit with his melee, but in his POV I can, and his POV is the one that matters, and that is what messes with Northwind combat. Well, that and the lag. There are some weird things. Northwind combat, melee combat, sorry, this is specifically pertaining to melee stuff, has some jank to it for sure. In a good, non-laggy server, it's fun. But I have definitely died to bullshit. There is a lot of bullshit that governs this system, unfortunately. It is annoying and unavoidable. And I don't even know how you'd fix it, you know? I don't know how you'd fix it, but that's how it is. It would be kind of funny if this guy mentions how poorly optimized Wild West is, because Northwind is not perfectly optimized for sure. It's definitely got a ways to go, but it's much better optimized than Wild West. Whew, Wild West is an experience. Let me tell you, that shit takes forever to load. Like, back before I had a more powerful computer, that shit would take days. Oh my god, that shit takes forever. And yeah, the game's laggy too. So there's that. Both games are laggy to some extent. Wild West is definitely worse of the two when it comes to optimization, but Northwind definitely has the bigger problem when it comes to like I want to call it desyncing, but I don't know what to call it. I guess desyncing is a good way to explain it. Northwind definitely has the problem when it comes to that. The bigger problem when it comes to that. He is correct. Northwind has guns, knives, and swords. You know what other game has guns, knives, and swords? Fucking Wild West. Oh, wait. Wild West does not have swords. It has guns and knives. So this is a silly comparison. He's trying to differentiate them. Remember, he's trying to differentiate the two PvP systems. Oh no, he's losing? No, he's winning, never mind. I was about to say he's losing to a knife user, but he's actually not, he's winning. Good job, buddy. You can also loot players' weapons and tools, but you'll get a bounty for that. True, unless it's the native. That is true, that is a big difference that I'm glad he mentions, because that is a huge fucking difference. You can bleed out. That is a small difference, but yeah, he's right, you can bleed out. This is loud. Here's some gameplay. No, come on, explain more than that! Explain more than that. That's nothing. That's like 3 sentences and then gameplay. It's like, come on. Come on. You can do better than that, buddy. You can justify these claims you make. Or hell, make claims. Okay, melee fight, melee fight, melee fight, melee fight. Hunting a deer? Wow, that came out of left field. Is there any text to explain this random deer hunt? Is he claiming this is a part of the PvP system? I guess he is. If that's the case, why doesn't he show any Wild West hunting? Oh hey, it's this song again. Damn. Okay. Wait, the deer lived? Oh man, yeah, that's spread, baby, that's spread. Okay. Okay, the deer's dead. Oh, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to see more content like this. Comment down below if I missed anything important. I think we covered that. I think he missed a couple things. Oh man, this video again mentions subscribing twice. I wish you wouldn't do that. But, you know, that's how it is. That's how it be. So yeah, if you want to compare Northwind and the Wild West, you can certainly do it. There are things that each game does better than the other. For example, well, actually, that's another video in its entirety. I'm not going to draw the comparisons here. I'm just criticizing the comparisons. I might actually make that video in its entirety. But anyways, there are ways to critique these two games. Both definitely have flaws. This is not it, is what I'm trying to say. This is a very surface level, silly critique of the two games, and I think you can certainly do better because both games have a lot to talk about, right? They're very different games, don't get me wrong. One is a PvP-centric game, much in the way TNF was. You could actually have a much easier time comparing Wild West to TNF than you can Wild West to Northwind. But, yeah, one is a PvP-centric game, and one is a survival adventure, I don't know, RPG type game. They're very different, you know? And hell, I mean, you could even make the argument that, I don't know why you want to, but you could make the argument that Wild West is a roleplay game. What with the extensive outfit customization you get for free right off the bat. Yeah, how many of you guys thought about that? Thought about considering Wild West a roleplay game? How funny is that? Well, anyways, I hope you found this at the very least entertaining. There are tons of people out there who compare Wild West to Northwind, and I just want you guys to do it right. There are things to compare. And I personally believe Northwind is a far superior game because it's got such a wide breadth of gameplay compared to Wild West. But there are still things to compare. So, thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. Obviously, don't go and hate on this guy, okay? Obviously, don't do that. I'm just pointing this stuff out. Alright, see you all.